I'm Richard Walker and I'm the happiness doctor, but I've been a hypnotherapist for the last 20 years. And here's the thing, I often find that happiness, or an issue around happiness, or our ability to find it, is behind all of the, in some way or other, behind all the problems I deal with. In other words, if I fix that one thing, if we can resolve that one thing, often the problems, the symptoms that people come to see me with disappear. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Anyway, let's talk about happiness in a broader sense. So what's the issue? I mean, surely everyone knows what happiness is, don't they? Well, apparently not. Apparently we're pretty rubbish at predicting what will make us happy. Research has shown that most of us think that we're happy if asked, but it shows that something less than 15% of us are truly happy. So that's interesting, isn't it? Dan Gilbert, who wrote the book Stumbling on Happiness, and I recommend that book. It's quite funny. He's done some YouTube videos that you can look up. Has made it quite plain to us that we're pretty rubbish at what will make us happy. So there's a problem. So that maybe we don't really understand happiness at all. You know, people have been studying this for several 1,000 years, back to Hippocrates, the earliest recorded history. It's mentioned in there. And what you'll find is, what I found is, that the nature of happiness itself, what we actually think it is, has changed over the years. In other words, people have found it to be different things over time. Now here's another thought. You also know within your own lifetime, if you think about it, your own idea of happiness has evolved over time. What made you happy when you were 1 or 2 or 3 years old? Nice thought. It's not what made you happy when you were 12, is it? It's not what made you happy when you were 20, 21. It's not what made you happy when you were 30, 31. And I'm in my early 60s, and I can tell you that what makes me happy now doesn't look anything like what made me happy even 10 years ago. And then think about different cultures. What makes you happy in my part of England might be different from what the average person might think of making them happy, say, in India, or in Nigeria, or in Scandinavia, or in America, and then geographically within those areas, and then on a smaller scale. So, and then individually, of course. So what is it? Can you see that there are problems there? It changes over our own lifetimes, and it's different culturally, and I can say to you it's also very different over history as well, which kind of suggests, if you think about it, that there's a different version of happiness in the future.